boys and girls, it's Miss B, and I'm actually in Colorado right now. I got on an airplane and I flew across the country to come spend some time with my family in this beautiful place. And if you look behind me, there's so many trees. So I brought a book about trees to read to you, and this is a true story from Africa. It's called Wangari's Trees of Peace. It's by Jeanette Winter. Wangari lives under an umbrella of green trees in the shadow of Mount Kenya in Africa. She watches the birds in the forest where she and her mother go to gather firewood for cooking. And she helps harvest the sweet potatoes, sugar cane, and the maize from rich soil. Wangari shines in school, and when she grows tall like the trees in the forest, she wins a scholarship to study in America. 6 years later, her studies over, Wangari returns to her Kenya home and sees a change. What has happened? She wonders. Where are the trees? Wangari sees women bent from hauling firewood miles and miles from home. She sees barren land where no crops grow. And where are the birds? Thousands of trees have been cut down to make room for buildings, but no one planted new trees to take their place. Will all of Kenya become a desert, she wonders, as her tears fall? Wangari thinks about the barren land. I can begin to replace some of the lost trees here in my own backyard, one tree at a time. She starts by planting 9 seedlings. Watching the seedlings take root gives Wangari the idea to plant more, to start a farm for baby trees, a nursery. In an open space, she plants row after row of the tiny trees. Next, Wangari convinces the village women that planting trees is a good thing. She gives each one a seedling. Our lives will be better when we have trees again. You'll see. We are planting seeds of hope. The women spread out over the village, planting tiny trees in long rows, like a green belt stretching over the land. The government men laugh. Women can't do this, they say. It takes trained foresters to plant trees. The women ignore the laughter and keep planting. Wangari pays them a small amount for each seedling still living after 3 months, their first earnings ever. Word travels like wind rustling through leaves about the green returning to Wangari's village. Soon, other women in other villages and towns and cities in Kenya are planting long rows of seedlings too. But the cutting continues. Wangari stands tall as an oak to protect the old trees still remaining. We need to park. We need a park more than a need an office tower. The government men disagree. Wangari blocks their way, so they hit her with clubs. They call her a troublemaker and they put her in jail. And still she stands tall. Right is right, even if you're alone. But Wangari is not alone. Talk of the tree spreads over all of Africa, like ripples in Lake Victoria. More women hear the talk and plant even more seedlings in longer and longer rows. The seedlings take root and grow tall until there are over 30 million trees where there were none. The umbrella of green in Kenya returns. Women walk tall, their backs straight, for now they can gather firewood closer to home. The land is no longer barren. Sweet potatoes, sugar cane, and maize. Do you know the name of that? My nephew and my daughter are here. I say maize. It might be. I need to look up how to pronounce that. It's bothering me. I don't know the name of that. Uh, the land is no longer barren. Sweet potatoes, sugar cane, and maize grow again in rich red earth. It's like corn. The whole world hears of Wangari's trees and of her army of women who planted them. And if you were to climb to the very top of Mount Kenya today, you would see the millions of trees growing below you and the green Wangari brought back to Africa. And that's the end. So that is the end of Wangari's Trees of Peace. And it's pretty cool because she wanted to do the right thing. And I liked it where she said that right is right, even if you're doing it alone. So I wonder if you guys have the opportunity to plant a tree, if you would do that. And also, if you had the opportunity to do something that's right, even if it's something that a lot of other people aren't doing, would you do it just like Wangari? And maybe someday you can actually visit Kenya and every tree you see, you can say, thank you, you did a great job. Bye, boys and girls.